Hello, my name is Destynee. I'm a creative writing master's student with Kingston University, and I am from New York City. Was Kingston University the right choice for me? I think that Kingston University was a good choice for me. I mean, I did have other universities that I picked, but I can't honestly compare them because I'm only at one. And my experience from undergrad is completely different from the experience that I've had with my master's degree. However, I do think that the things that I've gone through, the people that I've met, and like the things that I've learned have been really valuable to where I can say that this has been a good choice for me. And I'm very glad that I decided that Kingston was the university that I wanted to try this next step with. So I guess I could say, yeah. The greatest part about Kingston University experience, honestly, I think was joining a society that was for international students and just getting to meet new people. Um, and what I liked about the society specifically is that it wasn't just international students. Like there were students who are from London and who are from the UK who joined just because they want to meet other people from like across the globe. And so I think that that was one of the best experiences that I had because I got to meet a bunch of different people from different countries. And then we all got to do we did like karaoke, and I love singing. So that was a really good experience. Um, my classes, I really enjoyed my classes. I like the fact that my classes were really small because of the program I'm at. So I was able to mix and mingle with the people in my course, and we were able to like create like a something that worked for us, whether that was like hanging out after class, talking, having like a friendsgiving and things like that. And so I really enjoyed being able to go miles away from home and kind of create my own sense of home while learning for university. I think my biggest challenge coming to grad school was that I wasn't sure on if I wanted to work or if I wanted to just be a student. And so my first term, I decided to just be a student. So I enjoyed everything. I tried to, mix and mingle with people. I tried to go out. I did so many things. And then later in the second teaching block, I realized that maybe, I should work because I want to get experience and also I want to have more funds than what is given to me from my government's financial aid. So I think that was the biggest challenge. Naturally, I like to travel. Naturally, I like to move away from family. And so doing things on my own it's never been an issue for me. So I think the challenge was just trying to figure out how I wanted to live in Kingston. How did as an international student, I spent my time joining things because obviously I'm coming from a whole nother country and I want to take advantage of all the things that are given to me. So I joined societies. I tried to explore as much as I could. When the opportunity to travel came up and I could afford it, I tried to do things like that. Later on, I decided to work, and that was an interesting experience because that experience actually, because it was a temp job, it gave me the opportunity to travel a little bit more throughout central London, and then things started to become familiar to me, and I actually really enjoyed being able to be like, oh, I was here yesterday, I was on that side. And so I slowly started to feel like I was a local based on the things that I was doing. So things like karaoke nights, Thursdays at O'Neill's, after class going to get like Taco Tuesdays at Las Iguanas, or like just walking on the river during the morning. Like I just tried to take advantage of being in a spot where it was walking distance to so many things because I was staying at Penryn, and Penryn is like central Kingston or center of Kingston. And so you can walk to as many things as you want and there's enough to do. Like you could go shopping, go to the bookstore. There was just a lot that was possible being where I was. And so I tried to take advantage of doing things like that. I didn't travel as much as I wanted to because a pandemic happened and it kind of stopped everyone's normal life and changed a lot of things. I balanced my work, school, and social life. It was actually a bit easy for me to do that because my class only required that I be in class physically twice a week and for 2 hours per class. So all of those other hours were for me to decide how I wanted to split it up. And in the beginning, I very much went with the flow of things, and like I would get up and try and make myself go to the library so that I could do work there and do some writing, do some reading. Later on, well, technically like the second teaching block, when I figured out that I needed to be a little bit more scheduled with myself, I created a schedule for myself. And so I did like 2 hours of reading per day, and then I need to write 4 hours. And sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't do that. Sometimes I did do it. And so just kind of like being honest with myself and knowing like I'm in a whole nother country. I want to experience going out, so I need to probably do the work so that I can go out. And I'm also a little bit older than a lot of people. Like I'm coming back to school after like 5 years of working, and so I kind of like I didn't need to party or do that much, but I did hang out, and so it was a little bit easier to like kind of create a schedule. I didn't actually work that much until the second teaching block, where I did work, and even then I was able to like create my own schedule, and that was great. Being a student blogger was a great experience. When I first came to Kingston during my orientation week, or during the orientation week for all of the international students, there was a setup and there were people advertising international vloggers and bloggers. And so I thought it was great because I am a writer, and I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to, develop my skills and just be constantly writing. And so what I liked about this job was that it didn't feel like a job, because I keep forgetting that this is technically a job. And so you getting to choose what you want to do, pretty much. Like if you are more comfortable with vlogging, you vlog more. If you want to post photos, you post photos. If you want to write, you write. And so being able to be in charge of that was really helpful, because then you can tailor it to your schedule. I would recommend people do it. And it's like very easy because you're an international student. I'm pretty sure you're gonna want to take a photo. Pretty sure you're gonna want to explore. And like, it really is a way for you to kind of document what it is you're doing, and you can go back and look at it. So I would definitely recommend it. Definitely. My biggest lesson that I'm taking away from this year is that, if I could be honest, based on all that has happened with the pandemic, my biggest lesson for myself is to do what you want to do. I was putting off my travels and my plans for later on because I was like, I have the time. I didn't have the time. It was cut short. Things happened that were no one was expecting it. And so I learned, and I'm kind of trying to remind myself that if there's something that I want to do, I need to try and make the time for me to do it then and there, instead of like just making a whole list of all of these things you want to do and not doing it. And that's not to say like to just party and just travel and not work on your goals or anything like that, but it is to remind yourself to include those things into your daily life. Because I had time. I feel like I didn't do as much as I wanted to. And so that's my biggest takeaway from this year. My plans for the future have been shaken up due to the pandemic, because initially I was going to try and do a placement and get my experience in London or in an area that just wasn't New York City. And then the pandemic happened, and all of the things, like things just kind of were shaken up for me. And so now I've relocated back home and still trying to get the experience I wanted. So I've just moved sooner than I anticipated, and now I'm just still trying to do the same thing and get the same experience. And I don't see it going badly. So Kingston has helped prepare me for my future by the constant emails that you get from the Career Center, and I greatly appreciate that. I also receive emails from my master's program, and these emails are talking about like different places you can submit and placement things like that. And so Kingston has actually been very helpful in that aspect, where it's like, although it's not a guarantee that you'll get any of these things, they are showing you that here's where you can go and apply for a job or internship, or these are the jobs, or these are the skills, and there's just constant information that you just need to go through, need to help yourself through. And I really appreciate that, because when I'm starting to look for things, I kind of have a place to begin, because I have these constant emails, I think like once a week, about like what's going on with the careers and how you can fix your CV, and those things are really important. So Kingston has actually been pretty helpful in preparing me for my future.